Hey, Cancer. Mel, intuitive coach here. Excited to bring in your January 2025 love and family reading. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. Cancer, I'm getting a message here about you learning from the past. You've learned some very valuable lessons that have shifted your perception in a very big way. Bottom of the deck, you have the camera. When the camera comes up here, I feel like you're ready to make some new memories. Look at that. Ace of Swords just came out here, and this is clarity. You're wanting to make some new memories. It feels like you have a vision, a clear vision on how to move forward now, or what it is that you are looking for, or, your own self-worth, your own self-value. Because I see that in the past, you were put in a difficult position is what I see. Some of you, this was even self-sabotaging behaviors due to fears, maybe even due to the ego. And I feel like it caused you or someone a lot of frustration. This could even be a individual that you were dealing with. Some of you, it was your parent or a mother. I am getting Empress energy. I feel like you were even scrutinized. You were micromanaged in some way, or it felt like someone was picking out every single flaw or everything that they possibly could. It feels like there is a lot of annoyance here, and it just kind of, it took away the compassion piece of this relationship, or it took away, what could have been a bond between you and someone else, and it kind of just ripped you to shreds in some way. And maybe this is a relationship that, was built in some sort of family dynamic, even as a child. I mean, perhaps that's what you are doing, Cancer. You could have been ripping yourself apart and criticizing or judging. And I feel like this month you are getting clear and you're saying, whoa, back that up here a minute. Why am I allowing myself to settle or to feel less than? This is a fresh start. This is a new beginning. I now can see things in a different way. I got to cut that out. I got to move on from that in order to create change. Now, bottom of the deck, Three of Swords. This is the white elephant, right, in the room. This is the energies that you are really bringing to the forefront in order to fully heal. And I see you doing so with that Ace of Swords. This is truth and honesty and really taking a look at something from a clear perspective. And it's some sort of heartbreak. I feel like you are putting that in the past. Okay, that is what you are bringing up to feel it, to heal it, and to let it go. Now, some of you with this was some unresolved emotions that caused you bitterness, caused you to close off, or caused you, Cancer, to not be able to trust. Right behind it, we have the Page of Pentacles, and it says honesty. Some of you, there was dishonesty that caused heartache or heartbreak. Someone wasn't being their true authentic self. There may have been lies. There may have been, some ego, some fear, confidence issues that caused someone to, again, hurt you in some way. And I feel like that's what you're getting clear on and moving forward with now. So in the past position, again, you have not enough. Cancer, you are enough. And if you dealt with a person or a circumstance or even a limiting belief that told you anything else, it told you a lie, that you weren't enough, that you weren't pretty enough or good enough, you weren't wifey or hubby material, that you didn't deserve love, whatever stories and lies that you started to believe, this is about you getting clear and saying, whoa, again, wait a second. I'm not going to let that bring me down. I'm not going to let that sabotage me. You see that her arms and her eyes are blinded and she's held captive here. This reminds me of the Eight of Swords. And I feel like you're telling yourself a new story because this is your past position. Now, in the present energy of January, you have the Ship card coming in. So Cancer, you're cutting ties. You're cutting ties with whatever energies left you feeling less than, and you're moving on. You have received what you needed in that circumstance or situation in order to grow, in order for you to come back to a place of self-love, in order for you to, progress on your journey. And I feel like you've actually arrived. I feel like you've arrived at this space now where you know your worth, you know that you are enough. And it feels darn good because in the near future, we have you blowing a kiss here. And this could even be like blowing a kiss to the past and saying sayonara, right? I feel like you are ready to walk in to unconditional love. You're ready to give again and receive based on mutual trust, mutual honesty, and mutual respect. This is about affection being returned to you. And it's all about stability and security when it comes to matters of the heart. This is about growth and endurance. And you may have had to, leave behind certain people or a certain situation in order for you to feel more balanced and feel more stable and secure. Now, bottom of the deck, you have the Camera. You've learned, again, a lot from what you've gone through in the past. Some of you, perhaps this is apparent. Perhaps this not enough is apparent that you watched stay in a situation that actually kind of destroyed them in some way. Okay, maybe they stayed for the money or the kids, or they felt like they didn't have any other out. And I feel like you have learned from that experience. If this is not you, it's someone else. Yeah, especially a mother here with the Empress in the past position. I feel like you told yourself, I'm never going to allow myself to be in that position. Or if I ever am, I'm going to make a different choice than she did. And I feel like you have broken some sort of cycle or pattern by truly getting honest with yourself, okay? Getting honest with yourself about, for one, what you are capable of. For two, that you have options, you have choices. And for three, that you are the magician of your life, that whatever you want to focus on with that Ace of Swords, whatever you get clear on, that's where that breakthrough comes in. And you're reminding yourself that you are a diamond, right? How are diamonds formed? Under pressure. And I feel like everything that you've gone through in your life, Cancer, has made you who you are. And I feel like you are shining bright at this time, and you're not letting the past define you. You're not letting the past show up as a diamond with all these jagged edges. I feel like you're well polished. You are someone who may dress very nicely as well. I feel like you do put on a good image, but it matches how you feel on the inside. So it's not like you're masking something up. I feel like you are shining your inner light. And so whatever you are doing, it is shining out there. It's magnified. And I feel like that is what you are bringing to the table here in 2025, starting, right now, starting this month or in January. It could be right now when you're watching this video in December, but your perception has changed. Now, I do see here that you're ready to make some new memories. You're ready to make new memories, and you're ready to replace some old beliefs and kind of rewrite the beliefs that have caused self-sabotage or caused you to maybe hold back. Yeah, I feel like you're rewriting them, telling yourself a new story. And that story is going to be that energy that propels you forward. That new story is going to bring about some great change, because what you think about, you bring about. When you start to believe in this story, you start to take action steps that align and match with that story that you tell yourself. And I just feel like there's a change in heart. Someone has a change of heart here. Someone opens up their heart. And when we have the Ace of Truth showing up, this all starts with you, coming out of maybe denial, or you being able to polish up some of those edges. Maybe you had to go through a period of hibernation or a period of healing while you were going through some tough times. But the fact that this crystal is showing up here, this diamond, and it is bright, it is shining, I feel like you are having a breakthrough in matters of the heart. Now, what's crossing your path here, Cancer, is adaptability. The 7 here of Wands. Again, some sort of pressure. You were put under unusual circumstances is what I'm getting here, or you were kind of put into a circumstance that was difficult. Some of you had to take care of an elderly parent. Okay, it feels like there may have been a lot of frustrations or even a lot of fears around someone's health. Perhaps you took care of them as they took their last breath. I also see here that if this is a love union, it just feels like, you were trying to just put one foot in front of the other and you were trying to get through, but something was under cold, harsh conditions here. You see that this Arctic fox, he's braving it, but at least he's adaptable. That winter coat is helping him kind of blend into this energy. So I feel like when you needed that extra level of protection or resilience or, comfort in some way, I feel like you kind of adapted to it. Now, since this is crossing your path, I feel like you are trying to let your guard down again. You're trying to open up because you may have been again closed off. There may have been accusations, or you just felt like you were never going to come out of the cold here. And you're like, when am I going to when's it going to be summer? Because I am sick and tired of this cold. I'm sick and tired of feeling like I'm braving it, right? And this also tells me that you are opening up to vulnerability. You have arrived at this moment in your life where you are ready to be vulnerable again and ready to maybe trust or extend your heart again. Even if you are in a relationship, I feel like in order to have a very important conversation that could lead to followed up action and change, you must be vulnerable and you must be honest and create, a safe environment or space for the both of you to come together and talk about these things. But perhaps someone's frustrations kept getting in the way. Someone kept sabotaging or shooting down conversations. Now, what's below you, Cancer? Your self-expression. This is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands here, this is communication. And I feel like this is your communication styles. It is about you being curious. I feel when you come into relationships, you are curious about the other person, right? You ask about them. You want to know, like, how was your day? How did you grow up? What fuels you to do the things you do? It starts off with the how was your day? But then I feel like it kind of gets deeper and deeper and builds that momentum. You start with that page, but then you want to get to that king and that queen with whomever you connect with, whether this be a friend, whether it be, a lover or even a family member. You want to move forward and move past the superficial. You don't want just the surface. I feel like you don't do surface real well, Cancer, and you want to be able to express yourself. Some of you are artists, and it shows in the way that you dress. It shows in maybe your body art, possibly piercings or tattoos, the color of your hair. You could be quite eclectic here in your style. I feel like you are someone who's very creative, and you get a lot of admiration in a really beautiful way where people say, wow, Cancer, I love your outfit, or I love your earrings. I feel like you are someone who expresses, but you also want to show that expression and that passion towards your relationships. And I just feel like you may have felt like that was scrutinized. You may have felt like, someone was kind of pointing a finger at those parts of yourselves that, that part of you that you loved. You love to express, your quirk, your different quirks and the things that made you you. It feels like someone kept shooting that down. And I feel like you've learned from that in the past. Now, for some of you, it stemmed all the way back from maybe the way you grew up. Okay. It may have been that your mother had told you, you can't dress a certain way, or, that's too much makeup. Go wash it off your face. Or no, you can't have blue hair. It feels like your creativity in some way may have felt a little bit squashed. Now, for some of you, this could even be now, maybe you are a parent and you're going through some dynamics with your own children. And I feel like you, again, are doing something differently this time around. It's like you are creating that safe space to be genuine, to be authentic, no matter what that looks like, because that's their journey, just like it's yours. And I also see, if you are in a relationship, I feel like you may be kind of pinpointing some of the areas of concern. Okay, you may be saying, I really don't love that this person doesn't ask me about my day. They don't care. I'm constantly talking, but they're always complaining, right? Or I'm constantly trying to, bring a lighthearted energy, but they're constantly gossiping. So it feels like there's a little bit of a imbalance or a mismatch when it comes to energies here, because the potential is to use words to build confidence, to build each other up, to, build something quite beautiful in a union, not to destroy, right? Not to destroy. Some of you may have even been catfished. That's very random. Okay. It's not going to resonate with everyone. Some of you are catfished or played in some way. Okay. Just take that as it resonates. Now, moving on from that, because that was kind of sudden. But I also see here with this Page of Swords, there may have been some sort of gossip, or there may have been, some sort of rumors. And I feel like you are disconnecting from that. You're saying, let people talk. Let people hide behind their keyboards, or let them be, nasty. Or some of you may even be stopping it in its tracks. You may be calling people out on their BS. And it may feel, it's like scrutiny at times, but it almost feels like you don't want people to continue with their bad behavior. You don't want to continue, being in that energy. But some of you are either cutting it off, just trying to avoid it. Say, not my monkeys, not my circus. And for others of you, I feel like you could be addressing that white elephant, and you are the one that comes in with that Ace of Swords. This is the Ace of Truth, and you give someone, I don't want to say a taste of their own medicine, but it's like you call them out. Okay, you may be calling someone out here. This could either be you, or maybe you feel called out in some way. But I see that truth. If this is your truth, I feel like you must speak it. Don't let anyone take that away from you, because what we have in the near future is the Strength card. The Strength card is one of the most profound energies in tarot. It is that beast within, right? Instead of attacking, instead of, putting something out there online and attacking another individual because it's coming from a place of our own insecurity or our own fears or our own self-worth, how can you uplift? How can you build? How can you create a better world by being that best version of yourself and bringing that to the table? And I feel like it's hard to sometimes control that beast. It's hard to tame that within us. We can choose to be the crocodile here and wreak havoc or destroy in one chomp, in one bite, in one word, right? They say, what's that old, that child saying, sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt you. Yes, they can, especially when names are called, right? You can't ever take that back. I mean, words are called spelling or spells for a reason, because there's intention behind them. Our words can become our reality, especially if we're told time and time again as a child that, you should be seen and not heard. You talk too much in class, quiet down. There's something here that has stifled you. But I feel on the same end, it has made you, Cancer, a loving, compassionate human being. You do not have to stoop to that level. You do not have to let that define you and become the crocodile, right? You can use that energy as she's hugging that crocodile, almost in gratitude, saying, I love you, even though you are a crocodile, even though this could hurt me. And I feel like it's not coming from a place of lack of self-worth, although maybe it was in the past. It may be that you kept enabling, or you kept giving someone the stone to throw at you. I feel like you disconnected from it if it was harming you, or if it was a situation that was toxic, or if you were enabling. But I feel like you have learned valuable lessons around the strength. You have learned to overcome difficulty, self-control, and face some fears. I also see that some of you, you didn't run. You didn't run from these fears. Maybe you did at one point. Maybe you ran through addiction. Perhaps you ran by or even stayed in something quite hairy. Okay, I don't know why hairy is coming up here. Maybe some of you were with someone named Harry, or perhaps someone was, maybe they had a lot of hair. Maybe they were hairy. But I feel like you learned from the strength, and now that you know better, you're doing better. And I feel like it's coming from a place of compassion and kindness. So even if it means that you are disengaging from something, cutting ties and moving on, you don't want this crocodile to stay a crocodile forever, even though maybe that's how they were brought up, right? Even if this was a toxic family member, I feel like you don't want anything to happen to them. You know that they're having an individual experience themselves here on earth. And I feel like you can love from a distance. That's the message I'm getting. You can love from a distance. And for others of you, you may be trying to help someone. Okay, maybe a child. You may be trying to help a child, or even, a parent. Try to find that self-love within themselves. And I feel like you may not want to give up on them, even when they try to strike, even when they try to retaliate or push you away. So of course, if it is detrimental to your own health, if it is toxic, I feel like it's important for you to make some choices that are going to be healthy moving forward. But of course, if this is a situation where, maybe love can heal this dynamic. Now, how are you doing? How are you feeling? You have gained this sense of wisdom that only you would have gained by going through what you've gone through. You have the World card. The World card is the end of a major journey, and this journey took a lot from you, but you're not letting yourself, you're not closing yourself off to the world. If anything, you're saying, yeah, it felt like my gratification was delayed. It felt like this was a long journey, but this is the beginning of something new. This is, a victory. This is completion. And in a way, I feel like you're free. You're free from this. You're free from some sort of destruction. And it may even be that something that hurt you heavily in the past, maybe a beast that came out within you or within someone else, it's like you're able to forgive. Just like that little girl hugging the crocodile. Maybe there's a part of you that's able to forgive someone who did harm. Okay, and maybe it's not for you, but it's not for them specifically, but it's for you. So you can wrap up or close up a cycle. All right. I also feel that you have grown instrumentally. It almost feels like you've had a few lifetimes in one, and you've gone through some of the most challenging of challenge, or seen it. And in your environment, you see the Three of Wands here, and look at it. Starts off with that little girl's eyes, and now she's the wise maiden. And it feels like This is maybe even generational for some of you. This could be a generational pattern. It could be something that, you're healing within your own inner child. Some of you with this Empress, this may also have to do with children, with being pregnant, birthing a new cycle. I feel like we skipped right over her in a sense. How interesting. Did I tell you that we have the Empress in the recent past? For whatever reason, it feels like we kind of jumped forward here. So it feels to me like you are nurturing a part of yourself that maybe didn't receive that love as a child. Some of you, this crocodile is a parent who wasn't able to give you that emotional love that you so very much wanted and needed as a child. And you may have hung on or clung to people who were not able to give you that emotional experience because that was the circumstance that you grew up in. Okay, that's something that you knew. That was your comfort zone. And I see that you've learned some valuable lessons within that now. Because you're moving on, you are giving yourself all that love and that attention, and maybe even connecting with a partner who sees that and values your heart, values that soft and maternal and nurturing energy that you are, Cancer. Because the Three of Wands showing up is manifestation. It is planning and courage, the courage to explore a new path, the courage to say yes to a new beginning. And what's showing up in your hopes and fears? Liberation. You have the Judgment here. This is a spiritual rebirth. This is life's purpose. It's letting go of the past. It is letting go of self-judgment and fear, false evidence appearing real. At least that's your hope, right? That you can let something go, the past go, and learn from it. And that you can rise above, just like those angel wings, rise above the clouds, because those clouds are dark. Right? You want to be able to rise above all that darkness. And the fear is, what if I can't? What if I stay stuck in those clouds? You won't. Not with that, not with the world here, not with the strength. When you have the strength showing up, especially in your near future position, there's nothing that you cannot conquer in this lifetime. There is nothing that you cannot achieve when you have this strength by your side here. And I definitely feel like you are tuning into the portal of your heart, because the strength card is heart. It is vulnerability, which is our greatest strength. And what is vulnerability? It is opening up our beautiful hearts to be able to love again. Love after loss, love after heartache, love after pain. And I feel like you are freeing yourself from some sort of heartbreak. Your final outcome here is the Wheel of Fortune, change. This is the end of a cycle for you, Cancer. Whatever you have been in for either quite some time, or if it was a cycle of some sort of heartbreak, you had to take some necessary time, because I see the Taming card, the Seven of Pentacles, trying to peek its way out. And it feels like you had to grow something. And look at, it's right in that snowy energy, and we have that snowy energy of the Seven of Wands crossing. So it feels like even through this Seven of Wands, right, feeling like you were cornered, feeling like you were backed up into something, like you had to adapt to what was going on. You felt like you may not have had, I don't want to say you didn't have a choice, but it just feels like this is one of those parts of your life that you just kind of white knuckle it, and you do the best that you can, right? You do the best that you can. And I see that there is a change coming in here for the better. This is a Wheel of Fortune moment where it's a turning point. This is karma. This is timing. This is luck. It's destiny. It's fate. So this is showing up in the upright position, Cancer. If you were in a situation that kind of took you for a little bit of a tailspin, I definitely see you moving forward. All right. Let's get a message here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Cancer? Wisdom of the Oracle. We have the Tribe. This is about you connecting to your ancestors, your heritage, your roots, your family. There's a message here, and look what it is. It's card 8. We've been talking your whole reading about the Strength card, and here it is again. You're stronger because of your family dynamics. Even though some of you, the family dynamics that you've gone through have been toxic, dysfunctional, difficult, hard, challenging, I also feel like you have learned so much about love and so much about yourself and so much about, the tribe in a sense. And I feel like you have kind of released a part of yourself or liberated a part of yourself here. And that ultimately is going to bring you together here with the tribe that you're truly a part of. Okay, the tribe that you're truly a part of. In 2025, I feel like you're bringing this energy together. And for those of you that have loved ones in spirit, you're never alone, and they will be sending you signs and messages here, specifically through birds, okay, maybe leaves as well, fall time. Someone could have loved fall time. And I'm also getting through faces like in the clouds or faces in the trees. Some of you may see, a face in like a plant. So pay attention to the faces. And it's not going to be like a scary face coming out and you're like, whoa, I feel like this is going to be a sign and you're going to know it's from an ancestor or from a loved one. All right. Let's get a message here from your crystal spirits, Cancer. And at this time, I just ask if you can safely do so. Please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from the solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into that third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or crystals that show up in your mind's eye. Now, perhaps your crystal is holding a specific shape, size, or color. Maybe your gemstone is heart-shaped. Maybe it fits in the palm of your hand. Or maybe it's a huge boulder in front of you. It could be bringing out hues of blue, pink, purples, or greens. Your crystal could be in the rawest form, maybe tumbled or polished, fossilized. You might even know the name of the crystal. And if not, just tune into the frequencies that it's giving off. Perhaps that of protection, strength, power, or unconditional love. There is no right or wrong answer. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your crystal, or if you have more than one, drop it in the comment section below, whether it be the name, the color, the size, or just the feeling that you are receiving in your mind's eye, the energies that it was giving off. Drop that in the comment section below. I'll enter you into that free reading giveaway, and be sure to hit the subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right, we have Sodalite. Sodalite, number 52. Some of you may be 52 years old. This is all about conscious awareness and awakened state, inner knowing and self-confidence, clear expression of intentions. That is that Ace of Truth, the Ace of Swords showing up here. And the relationship message is this: healing doesn't require perfection, but it does require that you remain awake to the truth that you are a divine, beautiful being, always connected to the universe, who wants the very best for you. Spiritual amnesia will send you circling back to old patterns you vowed never to repeat. The appearance of sodalite spirit is a reminder to reestablish your sense of connection so that the universe can provide you and guide you where you need to be. Do not forget your worth, your values, and your truth. If you are unsure of the next move to make, meditate. As you remain present in the moment, you will more easily avoid spiritual narcolepsy and falling back into the old ways. And we said that earlier, right? Yeah, there is an opportunity for you to, for one, see the truth, cut through the lies, the fears, the feelings of, self-sabotage, to end the cycle and to bring about change. I mean, this goes beautifully with your reading. Now, sodalite teaches us to be here now. It's a very present-filled energy. Okay, instead of getting lost into the past or gazing too far into the future, meditating with this stone allows us to experience the wisdom of our journey thus far. That's why you have the wisdom showing up here in your energy. I feel like this is you tapping into this. It encourages non-attachment and integration of all experiences, helping us make the choices in the moment from what? A higher perspective. There's the judgment card. There's the wings rising above the shadow, rising above, the darkness here. And I feel like you absolutely are rising above. When you have strength on your side, there's nothing you cannot get through. And I see that you are grounding in a new energy here of stability and security. So if you are partnered up, it feels like there's growth in a union here. For some of you, though, you've cut ties. You've moved on from a situation. And I feel like you're ready to open your heart up to receiving and giving, putting yourself out there. So change is certainly around the corner here for you. And I do see, if you're looking for love, this is the energy that you want to be in to attract what it is that you truly desire in a relationship. So that is what I have for you, Cancer. If this resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And thank you so very much for tuning in. Lots of love.